Today we're going to be talking about how to start an online business, a profitable online business from scratch, from zero. So I have a lot of people ask me, some of my students, some of my top students actually, they do about $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 in a single month with an online business, right? A lot of different businesses. We have e-commerce. There's so many different ways to make money on the internet. But a lot of people ask me, Michael, how do you start a profitable online business from scratch, from ground zero, you know, not from having experience and training and knowing the advertising, knowing how to make products. How does someone brand new start an online business, start from the bottom, the zero, you know, have no experience, and take that to a profitable company that actually pays them daily, weekly, monthly, however you want to get paid, right? So we're going to talk about this topic tonight, how to start a profitable online business from scratch. So if you're just tuning in, leave me a comment below. We have a lot of people watching tonight. This is going to be a really good talk. I know a lot of people have been waiting for this and asking me to do this kind of talk. So I'm really excited to bring it for you. But again, when you're first starting out in an online business, there's a lot of different key components, and there's actually steps you can take to really ensure you get a good result and build a profitable company. Because most people, what they do when they start online, they're kind of shooting from the hip, you know? So what they do is they try this, or they try that, or they dabble here. And they try, you know, network marketing, affiliate marketing, all these different systems and ways to build a business. But one of my beliefs is that the best way to build a business is to build it yourself and build it about yourself or about something you know. You know, so we're going to teach you and talk about that tonight. But to give you an idea, you know, why some people would say, why listen to me, right? Why listen to me about this subject? Well, let me show you a couple things. So basically, to give you a little bit of background on how I learned this skill set, or how I know how to build an online business, right? I started this journey, you'd call it, about 4 years ago. And what happened was I dropped out of college. My friend Steven, actually, he was learning from a huge internet marketer, a guy that had done $150 million in sales in his own online business by the age of 28. And my best friend from childhood, Steven, he was being mentored directly from this guy. So what happened was I was still in college. He gave me a call and he said, hey, you know, we have an opportunity to actually learn from this guy. I'm already here learning from him. But the catch, he was out in Malaysia, okay? So Steven had to leave. He dropped out of school too, flew out to Malaysia to be mentored one-on-one from this huge internet marketer. And he said, hey, Mike, do you want to come out and have this opportunity too? And I had about $1,000 to my name at the time. And I said, you know what? Let's do this thing. Let's just take the risk, because what's going to happen? Left school. And the secret about dropping out of school too, if you've ever done that or thought about it, or maybe in the past you've done it, I don't know. But the secret is no one ever really drops out. What they do is they say, oh, I'll go back next semester. I'll put my classes on hold, which is what I did. But of course, I never went back. So left, dropped out, flew out to Malaysia, started learning from Steven and learning from Steven's mentor. And, you know, 4 years later, I've been able to build an online business myself that generates $4 to $6 million. It kind of it's really scaling, but it kind of depends. But $4 to $6 million a year for myself in my online business. So that's the first thing. But the more crazy part about that money there is it's not exactly the money I'm making that's crazy. It's the amount I spent to learn this information, right? Because you have two different things. You have investing in yourself and learning the skill set, which, you know, if you read books or you say you're watching this video right now, I applaud you because you're taking steps and you're actually investing into yourself, whether it's time, whether it's money, but you're taking steps to learn and kind of expand your influence and start being able to actually make money and learn the skill sets to build a business and scale up, right? Well, that's the impressive part here. It's not the money, so to speak, that you make from it. It's how much it costs to learn this type of thing. And two things, trial and error, like I said, that's the second one. But the first one's investing in yourself. So now I spend so much money in my own education and programs and learning that it'd blow your mind how much I spend on that. It's actually more, I spend more money on that than pretty much anything else. You know, I live in a really nice building out here in downtown Los Angeles, and I have a cool car and different stuff like that. But that's not where I spend most of my money. It's actually in myself and kind of learning and advancing like that. Well, I'll tell you the crazy thing here is that just to learn this skill set, running Facebook advertisements on Facebook, I've spent over $6 million on Facebook advertising. To learn what works, what doesn't work, the best ways to do it, the most cutting edge, advanced technology to build and scale a business, right? So I spent over $6 million just on Facebook advertising. So basically, Mark, if you're watching, Mark Zuck, I basically gave Mark $6 million, you know, and in the process, of course, I made a lot of money. My business partners made a lot of money. And this is one business that I have with my business partner that's been very, very, very profitable for the past couple of years, about the past 2 years now. But there's also other businesses I've started with this skill set. That's what we're going to talk about tonight is how do you take someone that's brand new, say that's you maybe, how do I take you and I bring you to $1 million plus company in X amount of days, X amount of time. So that's what we're going to talk about here tonight. But again, I've spent this much money just learning in the past couple of years between me, my business partners, my investors on how to do Facebook ads and how to do them the right way. Because again, if you know nothing, if you're brand new, you know nothing about an online business, we're not going to start here on Facebook ads, right? We're going to start on how do you get a customer? How do you build a product? How do you offer your product? How do you advertise and how do you automate, right? There's a lot of different things that go into building a profitable business. But the reason I want you to know this is because the information you're learning here tonight is so valuable. I wish I could have learned this years ago when I was first starting. You know, I slept, when I moved out to Malaysia to live with my friend Steven and learn from his mentor there, you know, I slept, he had like this little closet, probably smaller than the space you can see me in now. It's a little tiny like closet den type deal. It had a desk in it, so it wasn't like really a closet, but it was kind of like a den, I don't know. And we moved this little desk out, and I had a twin size Malaysian, if you're out in Malaysia right now, I mean, the beds are smaller than here in America, right? So I had this like twin size bed from Malaysia. I actually had to buy the floor model because there was like no bed stores or something around the area. So we're walking down the street with this like twin size mattress. I throw it in the floor in this like den. And it was me lying there with one blanket. I had this little lamp for ambiance. It was funny because I had like maybe $200 left on my credit card at that point. And there was this like cool lamp for like 60 bucks. It was one of those like rock lamps, the Himalayan rocks, or these little ambiance lamps, like the soft white glow. And I remember I was in the store, I'm like about to buy it, walking to check out, and my friend's like, he's like, what do you do? You have $200 left. Why are you buying this lamp for $60, you know? I'm like, you know, we need to have some ambiance. I need to feel good in this little room. If I'm be in here learning how to do all this stuff. So anyway, I was sleeping on this, I have this bed in the floor, I have this little blanket, and I have like this, you know, this little rock lamp, right, and my laptop. And you know, it's not glorious starting a business. I mean, it's cool now, it's paid off. Again, really nice building. I have a really, really amazing life now. I get to teach you and teach other entrepreneurs, thousands of entrepreneurs I've been able to help to build at minimum $10,000 a month businesses. But I mean, the intention is to scale you up to 100,000, a million, wherever you want to go. I want to give you that ability to go out there and just create and build the life you want, not be stuck in the system like we were taught like from kids, you know, go to college, get the job, work the 9 to 5. And I know people that are my age too. You might be watching this video and you might have known me from college or high school that are stuck in that system. And years ago when I was starting my business, they told me don't do that. They told me go to class. They told me sit in school and learn, right? And I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. So if you're just becoming an entrepreneur, I applaud you. That's amazing. And I love that. I love getting started. But again, tonight's information here, it's valuable information. We've spent a lot of money to learn this information. It's stuff that you're absolutely going to love. And I'm really excited to be, I got the volume on here. I'm really excited to be sharing this with you and really learn this different information. But see a lot of people tuning in. That's awesome. Hey guys, welcome. Diana, we got Linda, Catherine, BJ, Pamela, some amazing people tuning in tonight. That's cool. If you're tuning in, again, leave some comments. Let me know what you like. We'll talk about a lot of fun stuff. But again, so here's that. And then the last part here is, and this is the most important part for me, right? So I have income streams, and to be truly wealthy, one of my mentors, Grant Cardone, he told me you need at least 9 income streams, right? 9 different ways to collect checks. They don't all have to be massive. You don't need 100 ways to get paid. Well, you could take 100 ways to get paid, but you don't need all these massive $4 million a year plus income streams. You need just 9 different income streams at minimum that pay you something every single week, every month, every day, you name it, right? So if you're getting paid weekly, that means you get 2 checks on 2 days of the week and 1 check the rest. I like that. That's pretty good. Most people, what happens is you work 9 to 5, you get 1 check every 2 weeks maybe, and you can barely pay the bills with a check. And that's real to me. It's real to my family. It's real to people I know. So if that's you, again, we're going to teach you how to actually get out of that system, that rat race, escape that, and build a profitable online business from scratch. Again, keyword from scratch. But so I took this info recently, right? Because I had a lot of my students say to me, well, this is cool. You can do this yourself. You've helped us do this. But I want something that's someone brand new, someone that has never done an online business. They're stuck in that rat race right now. They're sitting in a college classroom. They're in their job right now. I want something we can show them to get them out of this rat race and teach them how to build a profitable online business in a reasonable amount of time, okay? So we don't want to do this for 10 years. I don't want to take them 10 years. We want something that can help them get out of their job quickly, but also produce really good results. So I set out myself 16 days ago to build it, and my intention was actually to do this in 14 days. We missed it by a little bit, but we did it in 16 days to build $1 million online business recurring. So not just $1 million in sales, but something that would recur, that would actually stand the test of time, right? And be a security blanket, so to speak, right? To do this in a reasonable amount of time, well, we set out for 14 days to just be crazy. Sometimes it pays to think big. So if you have this small level of thinking where you think that seems like crazy, we got to up your level of thinking. And that's one thing I'm going to teach you tonight. But how do we take it so you think 100 grand's a lot? How do we make it so you think that $1 trillion is like nothing, That's something we're going to talk about tonight amongst a lot of things. But set out to build this business, and again, from scratch. I didn't want to do anything that was based upon what I was doing or anything like that, right? I wanted to build something from scratch, build a system that other people could follow that could produce a result similar to mine. And it wasn't just me with this, immense experience, this crazy long time being an entrepreneur, luck. It wasn't any of that. It was something that step by step someone could apply and get results with. So we set out, and we wanted to do $1 million in 14 days. We ended up hitting the $1 million on day 16, so we missed it by a little bit. And the funny thing too is my birthday is on the 16th, so it's a cool number for me. It's my mom's favorite number also, so I don't know, maybe someone up there's watching, right? But anyway, we did $1 million, and we did it, like I said, in 16 days from scratch, okay? From scratch, so $1 million in 16 days from scratch. And it blew my mind that this was possible because, thinking about this 3 years ago in that little den or whatever, on that twin-size bed with my little lamp, that would have been a dream, to have that. And if you're watching this video, you're probably like, holy, 16 days from today I could have that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that everyone can replicate this exact time frame, right? But what I am saying is what I'm going to teach you tonight and how to apply this information, the step-by-step process. Anyone can apply this information and get results, okay? And I'm going to show you how to expedite that, but at the end of the day, it does come down to you. It comes down to you applying it, you listening, and you using the information. And there's a lot of people I've worked with in the past 3 or 4 years of being an entrepreneur that they say they're going to do it, but they don't take the steps. They don't watch the whole video. They don't sit down and take notes. So if you're watching right now and you have a pen and paper out, which I know a lot of you do, that's amazing, right? So take notes, sit through this video. We're not going to do a crazy long thing here, but I'm going to show you all these different steps tonight and show you ways you can apply it and start actually building a business, a profitable online business, and really take charge of your life. So let's flip over here. What I'm going to talk about first, right? So there's, I've narrowed down to be able to get these results, 1.1 million in 16 days. We had to really cut the fat, trim the fat, get this thing cleaned up, have this the most efficient system possible, and only follow the proper steps, right? So we're starting up here, okay? So say this is you, right? A little stick figure. We'll even give you a smile, okay? It's kind of like I'll do a little path, right? This is kind of what it would look like. And then down here, we're going to say this is the cash, the money, the automated, the profitable business, right? So the first thing here is you have to figure out how to get customers, okay? So this is number one. Number one here, how to get customers. How to get customers. I'm going to check a couple of your comments, but write this down on your piece of paper right now. Draw this diagram. We're going to talk, number one is how do you get customers? How do you get people that are paying customers that will come and buy from you today, tomorrow, recurring, whatever it is, right? How do you get paying customers, okay? Let me see here. I'm just trying to check some of your comments. That's awesome. Diana's taking plenty of notes. That's really good. Alejandro, amazing people here. Alejandro, you're amazing. Jenny, great info. Thanks, Jenny. That's awesome. That's cool. This is really good. This is awesome, guys. Yeah, Matt, oh, that's cool. Matt just arrived too. Awesome, guys. Thanks for coming out. You're going to love the info. If you're just tuning in now, again, we're talking about how to build a profitable online business from scratch, okay? But write this down. So here's you, okay? And we're going to put you right here, you. So number one, you got to figure out how do I get customers? How do I get people that are going to pay me for my product or my information, right? And then number 2 here, once I get customers, what do I offer them, okay? So you got customers, that's great, but what are you offering them, right? Are you giving them, say you're in network marketing, you're offering them that. Say you're in affiliate marketing, do you have an affiliate program that helps them out? Do you have your own product? What are you gonna offer your customers once you get them? Are you gonna offer them, a bottle of water, right? I know Arrowhead out here in California, LA, they're offering me an amazing bottle of water, right? And I'm a paying customer. So you got customers, but again, what do you offer them, okay? So write this stuff down. And then right here, number 3, okay? We're gonna focus tonight on how to build this thing from scratch. So we're gonna talk about how do you build a product that you're, the offering, right? How do you build that product, right? How do I actually create a product? And build the product, okay? So how do I build the product? So number 1, how do I get customers? What am I going to offer these customers? How do I build the product that they're buying from me, that I'm offering them? And the last part here, number 4, okay? You might not be able to see it there, so we'll write it right here. How do I, and this is the most important, automate, okay? Because the reason you don't like your 9-to-5 job, it's not because, what it is because of is because you have to go there every day, 9 to 5, put your little punch-in card, punch it out, get a very small check every 2 weeks, right? That's why you don't like your job. I'm sure you love your job if someone showed up for you every single day, sat in your office chair, and you collected the check every 2 weeks and sat at home or traveled or hung out with the kids, the grandkids, whatever, played soccer, whatever it is, right? So I'm sure if you had that job automated, then you'd probably love it. Well, online business is the same thing. I don't want you out here every single day doing stuff you don't want to do. We want to figure out how to get customers, how to offer something that they're going to love and that you love, How do I build that product? And then most importantly here, how do I go and automate that product so it sells on autopilot for me? Robotic income, so to speak, right? Like you have Siri selling it for you in your phone, right? And there's a lot of stuff we're going to talk about with advertising, Facebook, copywriting, tons of cool stuff to go into there. But this is kind of the chart. You want to write this down. This is very important for when you're first getting started because we kind of map this thing out almost like Candyland, We want to kind of map this out so you could really see and visualize what do I have to do in 16 days to build a profitable business or a big business, whatever you want. Now, again, we're going to really go into detail on each step here, but it's very important. 16 days doesn't need to be your goal. That's what I did. I did a $1.1 million in 16 days in my business, okay? But that doesn't need to be your goal. Our first goal is to teach you how to start making money and get your business flowing and started. How to get the customers, learn all these skill sets, and for a fraction of the cost of what I did, right? And that's what I'm here for tonight. We're doing something very, very special, actually, because when I did compile this whole thing, I figured out how to do this business in the 16 days. My intention with it was obviously to teach other people the same information. So we have a really, really special program where what I did, it's kind of an homage to the 16 number there because I hit the 16 days. Again, I want to do 2 weeks because that sounds better, 1.1 million in 2 weeks, but we were a little bit late, did 16, so I actually created a whole program around this. I broke every single essential part here down into 16 steps. I'm not going to talk too much about it now, but later on I'll kind of give you all the details and what's in the program. You'll see a link above or below, but this program is unbelievable. We're calling it the 16 steps, and basically how did I build a $1.1 million company in 16 days, broken down to 16 steps you can do that takes you from how to get customers all the way to how do I automate my business and have this thing on autopilot. I teach you every step of the way, the technology. I'm there to mentor you. There's tons of different stuff. We have live stream, amazing content in there. So you'll see that link. It's above or the button, a link or button, I don't know what it is. It's above the video or below the video, right? So if you're interested right now in that and actually taking the plunge and getting like this, what you're learning tonight, but on 100,000x, that's what that's going to be. So again, 16 steps, very easy to apply. But what we find, like I told you, is most people, the problem is the commitment, right? Is actually committing to doing something and learning this and actually building this business. Now, when I spent my last $1,000 to fly out and live in Malaysia in this little twin bed, that was commitment, right? And I've been rewarded very, very graciously years later for that. But my intention is to teach you how to go out there and do this faster than I did, obviously, and take these same principles. So that's what that is. You'll see that button above or below. Click that button and get started. We're taking a very small test group for that. I don't know exactly how many people, but I want to take a test group of people. And the reason we're doing a small test group is because I want to get some really good success stories and some case studies. There is an investment, obviously, to get started with the program, but it's not incredible. It won't break your bank. And trust me, it's a lot less than the $6 million I spent on Facebook and the hundreds of thousands I spend monthly on my own education, because I bring all that info. I kind of have it stored up here, but I bring it with me and I put it into the videos, into the content. When I talk with you, you can tell right now I'm bringing you all that value and more. So there is a small investment. It's not crazy though. But again, above the video or below, you'll see that link or that button. But again, here we are. How to get customers, offer them. How do I build it? How do I automate it? Okay, so we're going to break a lot of this down tonight. So again, take notes. But number one, we're going to go into right here. Let me scale it. I'm going to move this page up a little bit. Number one, how to get customers, okay? So if you've built a business before, comment below. Let me know. If you built an online business, how do you get customers? Facebook, Instagram, do I talk to people? This is a question a lot of people have when they're first getting started, you know? That's awesome. We got Paulo here writing down information. That's amazing. That's cool. Great content. Yeah, this is amazing. I appreciate you guys coming out. It was a cool things there. We got a lot of people on the call tonight, so it's really impressive. But how do we get customers, okay? There's a lot of different ways to go out there and get customers. There's ways to do it for free. There's ways to do it for paid, paid advertising. We're going to break down all those different strategies and also what's the most effective and most efficient and how can I do this the fastest way possible, right? So the first thing I'd write down is that Facebook, if you're not using Facebook to build a business, you're definitely backwards, right? Because Facebook has over 2 billion people on this platform, right? So there's 7.4 billion people on Earth, and that number is increasing rapidly. We have 2 B of them on Facebook. So as you can tell, Facebook is kind of like the brains or the motherboard or whatever of the whole entire internet, right? Of making money online. Facebook is like the golden thread that kind of goes through everything, right? The spinal cord, so to speak, because Facebook, they have 2 billion users just on Facebook. Well, Mark Zuckerberg, he acquired Instagram. So they bought Instagram. They own Instagram. He acquired WhatsApp, the biggest messenger that's out there, right? And especially in Europe. If you're in Europe right now, Asia, we have a lot of people in Asia over there watching the videos in Europe. Facebook owns all those, owns Instagram, owns WhatsApp, and every day there's new companies they're acquiring and kind of expanding, because just like we want to teach you to do, Facebook is just getting their reach out there. They're reaching out, they're expanding, and they're just building that whole entire umbrella of Facebook products, right? Well, the cool part about that is that, number one, Facebook makes a ridiculous amount of money on advertising because it has the best advertising platform, in my opinion, that exists anywhere, right? Because what you can do on Facebook is you can actually go in there. You can, it's really cool. We got a lot of people saying they use Facebook, that's awesome. You can actually go in there on Facebook, right? And you can place an advertisement and pay some money. It doesn't have to be a substantial amount. And we're not going to start with a lot, because a lot of people starting an online business, you don't have a massive budget. You don't have $1 billion, $1 million, $100,000, $10,000 investor to get you started, right? You have a couple $1,000 maybe on credit cards or, hidden under the mattress or whatever, right? Or maybe even less, maybe $1,000 like me. So you don't need a lot of money to get started with that, but you can pay money on Facebook. You can actually place an ad that shows up into someone's newsfeed. So, you're scrolling through your newsfeed. I'm scrolling through. You can scroll through there and you can actually drop an ad into someone's newsfeed. So when they're looking at their feed, you're showing up, you're advertising with your offering, your product, right? So for me, all of my business, mainly what I do is Facebook advertising, and we're going to talk about that later on, how to do that effectively and how to really get good results with that. But if you want to start with $0, it may take a little bit longer, but there's strategies for that also, right? But Facebook is a huge platform to go on. Of course, with Facebook, you have Insta. We don't want to put that out. You have WhatsApp. You can message people. These are all under the Facebook umbrella. I'm focusing on platforms where I can reach tons of people, get reach out there. Because again, to build an online business, think about if you were to start a store in the mall, right? Franchise a store in the mall, okay? So if I want to go start a store, I'm down here in downtown LA. We have the Staples Center. It's cool. This week there's a huge thing going down at the Staples Center, right? So we have this Staples Center down there. We have this LA Live. It's like this, this whole little market, kind of like mall area, right? If you're from LA, you know. So if I get a spot right across from the Staples Center, or even in the Staples Center, I get that real estate, I can only still, even though it's a really prime real estate, I can only reach people in LA that are visiting, that are at the Staples Center, right? I can't go and reach someone in Boston, Massachusetts, my hometown, and sell them something if they have to come into my physical store that's in the Staples Center, you know? So when you're building an online business, the first thing you have to think about when you're thinking about how to get customers is, how do I reach a lot of people? How do I get out there and reach infinite people to sell my product, right? Because there's 2 billion people on Facebook, and let's just use this for an example. 2 billion people on Facebook, right? So if you got 1% of those people, we're going to do the math right here, okay? So you got 2 billion people on Facebook. Is that 2 million? Yeah, I think it's 2 million. Okay, we have to turn the phone to even see the billions, right? 2 billion people, 2 billion people on Facebook, right? So if I do times 0.01, right? 1% of that, is this math right? 20 million? I guess so. 20 million, okay? My math's not incredible. You don't have to be a math genius to make money on the internet, right? 20 million people's 1% of whoever's on Facebook, right? So if I got 20 million people to give me 50 cents, I would have made $10 million. If I got 20 million people to give me 5 cents, I would have made $5 million. You know, even 1 cent from 20 million people is $1 million bucks, right? So when you're figuring out how to get customers, you want to figure out, where am I going to go that has the most reach and can get to the most people? Because I want to sell, you don't want to necessarily sell one person and try to get $20 million from one person. You want to build a business that you can reach out all over the planet and get sales left and right in different countries, in your state, in a different state, in a different country, wherever, and get tons of people to come, eyes on your product, to buy your product, right? So I always look to Facebook. That's like my #1 go-to. And within Facebook, you have paid advertising, but you also have free advertising where you can go and send messages or build a Facebook group, which is a really, really effective strategy that we're going to talk about later. For some of you in my inner circle, we already picked a few people for the test group, but for some of you in that test group, in that inner circle, it's really cool because they already are seeing this. But you can use paid advertisement, but you can kind of build this Facebook group, this community, and advertise to that for free. There's all these different ways to do it, so we're going to talk more about that. But you got to think, how do I get customers, okay? Now, the other way to get customers, for your business is, because you don't need a significant amount of customers. You don't need, if you're doing some sort of recurring model, like we're going to talk about, or if you do a one-time sale product, you don't need an incredible amount of customers. It's good to have reach and be able to scale, because we're going to talk about in step 4 how to automate your business and scale this thing to as much money as you want. You need to be able to do that. But to start out, to get this thing kicked off, you could go to, say, family and friends, right? That's an example of free advertising, if you don't want to spend any money. Family and friends, right? And so if you go to family and friends, right, you could get some sales to get the ball rolling, start building up this business. And there's a lot of different types of businesses. But again, tonight we're going to focus on building a company, basically an online business around a product that you're an authority in, okay? And I'm going to talk to you more about this in a second, but how to actually figure out what product to market, step 3, and how to build a product around that and sell it to people. So it could be, for instance, an example that's very obvious that I'm doing right now is I'm teaching you, my product here is a small test group of people that are going to learn how to start an online business from scratch, right? Because that's what I've learned over the past 4 years of building different online businesses. My main one, I worked with a big affiliate company, so we did some of that. I used to be a network marketer, top earner in one of those companies. I learned from all these different opportunities, and then also selling my own products, my own coaching, my own training. I do mentoring with people, one-on-one mentoring they pay for. They fly out to LA, we meet for 3 days. There's a lot of different ways to do this, right? But long story short, I want to teach you how to build something that you can build once. You build this product one time and can just keep selling it on autopilot, automated, right? So again, family and friends, that's another way to get customers. What else can you think of? Comment below. What do you think of as a way to get customers for your business, right? Like, have you ever thought of putting flyers out there in the streets, I'm not saying this is the way we're going to teach you how to do it, but I want to get you thinking in those terms of how could I make money on the internet? How could I build a business, right? Because starting out for a lot of people, one of the hardest parts is that it's just, when you first think about starting a company, you're like, oh my God, there's so much that goes into it, It isn't as simple as just sell your product. You have to set up merchant processing. You have to build the product. You have to build the websites. You have to link everything together. You have to do the Facebook advertising. And in the process of doing Facebook advertising or any advertising, you have to learn how to advertise, but also have a budget to do it. You have to, fulfill on the product, right? You have to be the face of the company. You have to run a company, manage a team if you want to automate, right? Again, it sounds like a tremendous, momentous, gargantuan thing to do. So a lot of people, when you're first starting out, the first thing we have to do when we teach you how to start an online business is we have to break that level of think, that 9-to-5 employee think that we got taught in school. We got taught from years of being told, hey, sit in that chair, sit down right there, read this book, pick up a book, read the book, do your homework assignment. We have to break that mindset and show you that, hey, this is possible and here's the steps to do it, which that's my intention tonight, is just to break that mindset for you. And my intention with the program I mentioned, the 16-step program, is to easily lay out every single step you can do, step by step, how to set up every single component without missing a single thing. Because it's scary, say you start a business, but you missed, some legal documents you need in place. Then what happens when someone sues you? Not that that's going to happen to you. I'm not trying to make you scared or anything like that, but these things all come into play. I've been in the rodeo, I've been in the ring, the boxing ring, for 4 years, learning all this different stuff. So that's what we compiled for the program, the 16 steps. Again, small test group we're taking. There's a link above and below. It's a very small investment also. It's not going to break the bank. It's less money than it cost me to go and fly to Malaysia to learn my first business. That's why we did that too. I didn't want it to be more money than that, because some people I have charged in the past up to $10,000 for an hour of coaching. Some people, they pay me $25,000 to $50,000 to meet me one-on-one and talk with me and learn from me. But I didn't want to do this with this deal. I wanted to take a small test group of people that I could really work with, and we could build this case study of success stories, right? Because I want a big, huge case study of success stories. And maybe at that point, we'll make this a mass market thing. But that's what I'm looking to do with this program anyway. So the link is above and below. It's 16 steps. Very easy, where I outline every single component of how to build that online business. But again, back into this. So how do you get customers? You do Facebook. Now, what about this, right? What about live stream or video? YouTube, there's lots of different ways to do this, right? The reason we're kind of writing these examples here, you're watching me live right now. So you're watching me right now live, and you're knowing that that's actually a real big trend that you can use these days to build your business and get out there and get attention. Because again, getting customers, the first part of getting customers is you have to get out of obscurity, right? So this is a formula that my mentor, Grant Cardone, if you know Grant Cardone, I want to fix this so it's nice here. My mentor, Grant Cardone, taught me this formula, right? It's that to make money at all, you have to do number one, you have to go out there and you have to get attention, right? So when we're thinking about getting customers, think in these terms. How can you go and get attention in the market? What are you going to do to get attention, right? How do you go out there and get out of obscurity? Because that's our biggest problem, is that people don't know us. If you knew, someone knew you, right? If someone knew you they knew your business, they knew you had something of value to offer, then they would come and buy from you instantly. You wouldn't have to do advertisements and stuff like that. So at first, what we're doing is we're trying to get attention, okay? And we're trying to get you out of obscurity, move you from they don't know me, move you from that to I want to buy / meet you, okay? So for a lot of you on this call that I've met in person, we've worked one-on-one, at some point, maybe you didn't know me, right? Of course, you didn't know me when I was born. So at some point, you found me, you looked at my videos, you saw my page, you followed me on there, you saw me on YouTube. I've done a couple of TV things, so maybe you saw me on there, whatever it is, right? But you didn't know me before, okay? But now, after you kind of watch my videos and get to know me, you might have got to the point where you wanted to meet me or buy one of my different products or, work with me in some capacity, right? We have to replicate that for you and your business to help you get customers. So that's a big portion of these 16 steps. The beginning is to teach you how to actually go out there and get attention with your advertisements. And also, again, most important is the mindset, right? Because most people, when you show people something, most people, they're skeptical, they're a cynic, they're like, this is too good to be true. If you've ever heard that stuff before, a lot of people think that way, right? And the reason they think that way is because years and years of experience of scams, of schemes, of different business opportunities, you name it, right? These things exist in the online space because there's bad people that want to take advantage of you out there. And at the end of the day, for me, for instance, I fell into a lot of those different traps getting started because it's almost impossible not to. You know, you're out there, you see something that looks too good to be true, and you fall into the trap. But what actually prevents that from happening in your business, which is what we're going to teach you, is actually building up authority and also delivering immense value. That's like the biggest thing, is to get attention. And then it's hard, I can't write it under here, but number 2 is of how to get customers, to get attention. But the second part of how to get customers, and this is just crazy, is deliver immense value, okay? So what is value? You have information to share that's valuable. You know, this information to you, if you're looking to start an online business, this is immensely valuable. This is incredible information that I've learned, again, millions and millions of dollars of education and testing to learn this information. So I know I have immense value to give you right now. But when you're thinking about your online business, you want to get people's attention, but not for something that you don't have standing behind or value behind, right? So we're going to show you tonight how to figure out what you have value in, what subjects you're a master of, how to turn that into a product that you're going to make money off of and sell that to people, and why we're going to pick that product or that subject. And maybe you're sitting here like, I'm not a master of anything. You know, you're all down on yourself today. I guarantee you every single human has a special gift, a special ability, one subject they're a master in where they could help another human being out. Every single person has that. For me, it happens to be on a really big scale. It's how to build an online business. And the reason it's like that for me, my why, so to speak, right, is because I grew up with virtually no money. I grew up, my mother, God bless her, amazing woman. My parents were divorced. My mother grew up raising me, you know, with my stepfather, and they worked hard. My stepfather had a couple jobs, still has a couple jobs, you know. My mother, she was a teacher, didn't make a lot of money, and so they raised me back in Boston, Massachusetts, South Boston, Massachusetts. If you're from Boston tonight, thanks for coming out. I love that, right? Go Celtics, go Pats, right? We missed it in the Super Bowl, but, you know, go Pats, right? But they raised me, God bless them, amazing family I had, which I thank every day for them building my confidence and giving me, you know, the ability to spread my wings and learn, right? Letting me, kind of helping me with my creativity and telling me to do what I want to do. But at the end of the day, we had not a lot of money. I never had all the nicest stuff. And I had expensive taste, trust me. But I never had all the nicest things. I always wanted more. I always looked at something in the storefront. I'm like, I wish I could have that, but I couldn't. And that kind of drove me to become an entrepreneur and learn for myself. So even when I was in college, I was in computer engineering because I thought, well, the computer is the way to do it. But I was kind of on the wrong end of it. I was still on the 9-to-5 mindset end of it. It wasn't until my mindset got shifted and broken that I kind of, from Grant Cardone and from traveling and learning from Stephen and his mentor, that I had this whole epiphany and was able to really build a business. So for you right now, that switch could have flipped for you. And if that happened, then that's the reason I do this. That's my why, is to do that for you, because someone did that for me years ago, and they kind of, flipped the switch, so to speak, and they said, hey, stop being average. Don't do this 9-to-5 thing. Don't live a life that someone else wants you to live. Live your own life and do what you want to do and have a really good life and provide for other people. But when you do all that, give back, okay? Give back and help other humans and help more people do that. And I've had the opportunity to do that. I've helped multiple people break the $1 million mark. I've helped, I don't even know how many people make 6 figures and above. And it's been incredible. And even when you start your own company, like think about this. When you're starting this company, and I'm going to teach you how to start, you're actually going to be employing people at some point if you want to, right? It's good to automate. So I'm going to teach you how to automate and employ other people to kind of do the work for you. But you're going to be employing people that otherwise, we had one guy that we started working with way back. He was a busboy, literally working in a restaurant as a busboy, okay? And he was working there as a busboy. His name is Jorge. If Jorge's watching right now, Jorge, he's balling, okay? He's making a lot of money, so he's very happy. But he was a busboy, and we met him, me and my business partner, on one of our different opportunities we were doing. And basically, we brought him out of being a busboy into making 6 figures within, I think, 3 months or 4 months, which again, that's a ridiculous story maybe, but these are results you can expect if you're ready for it. If that switch flips in your brain, you're like, I'm going to put my flag down and do this and build a business. So again, you have to deliver immense value. And that's why for me, I'm very fortunate to be able to deliver this type of value to you, because on a massive scale, I can go out and help people start a business and escape that rat race. And that means a lot to me because, whether it's specific movies, whether it's alcohol, drugs, there's all sorts of different stuff out there in the world that's meant to keep us down and really suppress us from growing. You don't want to be stuck down, and people fall into this trap. I see this in college. When I used to be in college, go out every night partying, drinking, getting drunk, the next morning waking up with a hangover. Well, for that person, someone like me or my colleagues or my students, we know that for that person, they're all bummed out, all out of commission that day. We're flying 6 a.m., 7 a.m. in the morning. We're building businesses. We're helping more people. So that's why I do this. I'm very passionate about that. But I know I deliver immense value, whether it's in my 16-step program, which again, the investment's very low for the value is ridiculous, but or even in this talk right now, you're watching this live talk, I know I'm bringing immense value for you. And I'm going to help, I probably helped 5, 10, 15, maybe even 100 people right this second flip that switch just from that one conversation. And that's why I'm here every day. That's why I do this stuff. So it's really cool for me. And I see Catherine says the switch has flipped. I got BJ. Love you, Jorge. That's amazing. That's awesome. Patty says, I'm glad you acknowledge your parents. That's cool. That's awesome. I love that stuff. Pamela says your coaching is worth every penny. Pamela's in one of my exclusive programs, and she's gotten some incredible results already. She's always out here. It's amazing seeing you and hearing that. Thank you, Pamela. I love that. But yeah, Lori, good thing here. Conversations with people I meet every day. Lots of miserable people out there who hate their job. And it gets more than the jobs, right? Because a job is bad because when you're working 9 to 5, basically, let's just put it this way. There's a system set up. There's a system in place that from a young age breeds you to, number one, you look at TV screens all day. This is what they want to do. So you look at the TV screen, you're watching TV, you're watching these movies that feed you propaganda, whatever agenda that wants to be pushed, right? You see, I mean, put it this way. There used to be, how crazy is this? There used to be advertisements for cigarettes, right? So you might smoke cigarettes now. You probably don't because most people don't smoke anymore. I think a lot of people still do, but most people don't start smoking anymore. But imagine that years ago it used to be acceptable to advertise to little kids to smoke cigarettes from a young age. You're a little kid and your brain's there and you're looking at these ads and you're being impressionable. You're learning, oh, hey, smoke this cigarette. It makes you look cool riding this motorcycle, right? And then years later, you're smoking cigarettes, you're drinking, you're doing this. So there's all these traps that the people lay. Basically, I don't know why it's like this. There's bad people out there that want to make money on you for, selling these bad things, right? So there's all these traps. You have the obvious one. Cigarettes is an obvious one. You have alcohol, the most obvious trap. Let's feed someone a drink that they drink that makes them feel like they're feeling good, but keeps them down, makes their mind slow, makes their next day messed up, makes them emotional, depressed, makes them do things they shouldn't do. You have alcohol. There's a trap. You have cigarettes, you have drugs, any street drugs, or even some prescription drugs. Sometimes people get hooked on these prescription drugs and they get messed up also, but doctors are prescribing that. You have all that different stuff, right? You have the school system, which the school system, some situations, I learned a lot of different things from school, but most of what I learned from college and high school and middle school was social things that I learned, which I appreciate that opportunity. But imagine what you do, and this is something we talk about when you're employing people, right? And you'll probably be on this end of it. Right now, you're kind of on the outside looking in, but pretty soon after this talk, you'll be on the inside looking out. So one thing that we talk about on the inside here is that, student loans, right? Say someone that got a college degree. You don't hire someone that got a college degree because they have a degree or a certification. And I have a lot of people I work with that have PhDs, lots of different degrees. I'm not saying that's bad, okay? So there's some jobs like doctor or lawyer or teacher even that you need a degree for, lawyer, whatever it is. You need a degree. You need that to have the job, and that's really cool. And I love that. But for most of us, we get told, oh, go get a marketing degree or whatever degree, right? And the reason someone like me would hire you if you have a college degree is because what does that mean for me? It means employment security, right? Because I know someone that has a college degree very likely has $100,000 to $200,000 in debt, $1,500 to $2,000 a month they have to pay for student loans for 15 years just to acquire that degree. So if I hire that person, I know they're probably not going to leave me and they're probably not going to leave that 9 to 5 job. Although we don't actually do that for not my businesses, but that's what most employers probably think, because I know a lot of employers and I employ people. But same thing, right? They're not going to leave that 9 to 5, that rat race, because they have this immense debt. They literally cannot leave. They're trapped. They're trapped there for 40 years. They're hoping for a retirement when they can travel. But what happens when you're retirement age, right? You've taken the drugs you were told to take your whole life. You've drank every weekend, spending your paychecks. You've smoked the cigarettes. Now your body, your energy is zapped. You can't even go out and travel and do the things you want to do. And then, not to be grim, but you keep going on that path and eventually time beats you, right? So we're all fighting mother time, so we really don't have a lot of time to waste. And that's why I'm here every single, if you're in my programs, we have live talks all the time, every night, every day. I'm here every single day putting out what I can, my immense value to help people escape that rat race, take control of their life, start creating a life instead of being told what to do and living in that trap, and really be able to build something. But again, the foundation, one of the things I found is also a trap is people make it seem like it's very hard to start a business and make money. And what one of my mentors told me is if you're not making $80,000 a month, $1 million a year in an online business, then you're so backwards it's not even funny, right? Like you have to be doing something crazy wrong to not be making at least $80,000 a year in an online business because of how easy it truly has become, right? Because technology and entrepreneurs are the people that pave the way for the next generation. And so we have people, fortunately, like Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, all these different entrepreneurs that have built all these online companies that are just online based. Every one of the top companies typically is all online based. And all we have to do now is tap into that market and start taking what's ours, taking back our life, taking control. But again, that was number one. Number two is, what do I offer people after I get their attention? You know, I get their attention. I use some advertising, which we're going to show you all that in the 16-step program. I get their attention. You know, I provide immense value. But what am I offering them, and what is the value on? I spelled what wrong. Look at that. It's funny. What am I offering? Okay? So what am I offering, right? Another big sticking point for entrepreneurs that want to start a business is, what do I sell, you know? Let's see, that's awesome. I see a lot of different comments here. Get out of the 9 to 5. I wish the 9 to 5. Yeah, it's awesome. This is awesome. The switch is flipped. Love these comments, right? But again, one of the things here, what am I going to offer, right? What am I going to sell? What product am I offering? And that kind of comes down to, what do you do? What's your specialty, right? And again, we're going to teach you specifically how to find all this stuff. So tonight you could take this information, start an online business, no problem from this information. If you're taking notes, like I know Pamela is, I know BJ is, Alejandro, if you're taking notes, Will, I know if you're taking notes tonight, you could start a business with just this information, right? But you know, big sticking points, what am I selling to people? What am I going to offer and sell someone? So there's a lot of different ways to do this. The first thing I ever did was network marketing, which, you know, I don't recommend all these different business models, but some people do this network marketing. Affiliate marketing is something where I built a big company, a big brand within an affiliate company. But basically what affiliate marketing is you take someone else's product that they've already developed and you ask them for permission to sell their product, right? So honestly, if you don't want to even make a product, and you know, our 16-step program, in that we have a small bonus section that we have included that's going to teach you how to actually go in there and take someone else's product if you don't want to make your own product. So there's like 3 or 4 steps dedicated to making your product and all that. We actually give you all that information so you have the ability to do that and empower you if you want to. But we have a bonus section I didn't even tell you about. But we'll get to the bonuses later when I talk about what's included in the 16 steps. But one of the major bonuses is, how do I go and sell someone else's product if I don't want to make a product, you know? Because these days you don't even have to do that. Affiliate marketing. You know, when I say affiliate marketing, think Amazon, right? So have you bought something on Amazon, right? Have you ever bought something on Amazon? You know, have you bought something on Amazon, Amazon Prime? I have a box right here. I bought, here's a box of stuff from Amazon. I bought these eye masks, right? These like cold eye mask things to like reduce puffiness or something. I don't know. One of those therapy things, whatever it is, those therapeutic things, right? I bought, you know, it maybe sound a little weird, but anyway, I bought some eye masks, you know, because on Amazon, what do? You go on there, you click, $5 for an eye mask, add to cart, and then the next day it's at your door, which literally happened to me. Amazon's almost 1-day shipping now, but when you think affiliate marketing, think Amazon, right? Because what happens on Amazon, right, is you can actually build a business on Amazon, and I know people that make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month doing this, where you just sell products. You know, you just take a link to some product, whether it's an eye mask, it could be, you know, a sticky bra, it could be a water bottle. I've seen people sell the most obscure stuff, right? You can actually get a link off Amazon, make an account. They have this whole program for it, and all you got to do is get people to buy that product, and you get paid a commission, you know? So that's what affiliate marketing is when you take someone else's product because you don't want to use your own product or make your own product or you don't know how to, which again, I'm going to show you how to because I really prefer that model. But I have a big business in affiliate marketing. I have a couple different actually income streams all based around affiliate products where you take someone else's product they've already built and you just sell it. And Amazon now, you know, if you know Jeff Bezos, He's the richest man alive. We might talk about him a little bit later, but richest man alive, $117 billion. And he's the guy that founded and started Amazon. And he started this years ago, right? And that's it. All Amazon is e-commerce, big e-commerce company, you know? You might have heard of e-commerce before. That's actually another way you can do this. E-commerce essentially is just selling anything on the internet electronically, selling a physical product on the internet. That's what e-commerce is. So Amazon, basically what they have is they have a bunch of e-commerce products like face masks, you know, water bottles, you know, I have hot sauce here, hot sauce, markers, you know, whiteboards. I think I got all this stuff on Amazon, right? Literally, you probably bought a lot of stuff on Amazon too. They sell physical products via the internet and it gets dropped to your house, drop shipped to your house. You know, that's another business model here, drop shipping. We're gonna have a lot of bonuses here talking about all the different ways you can build a business online. The main function of 16 steps is gonna be to teach you how to break that employee mindset, how to set up from start to scratch an online business that's profitable. That's the key, profitable. I don't want you to waste money. I want you to make money. That's my intention. So, drop shipping, another way to do it. You have someone buy a product that you don't even store in a warehouse. You find a warehouse to store it. There's a whole process to do this, right? It's very simple though. And you drop that product right to their house, their front door, just like Amazon does. They send this, you know, they have their own boxes. You don't even need to get that crazy with the boxes, right? But long story short, that's another business model. Now, information product is what I'm going to talk about because I really love this subject. Info product, we call it. Have you guys ever seen the movie? Comment below if you've seen the movie Wall Street? Is it Wall Street, right? Yeah, it's Wall Street, like the first one. You know, the first Wall Street with Charlie Sheen, okay? That Wall Street movie, right? And there's this scene, I think it's Michael Douglas too. Is it Michael Douglas? I think so. Yeah. Wall Street, right? There's this one scene in the movie. I heard this 2 years ago. And it was funny because this is before my business started taking off, but I was like kind of not feeling motivated to build my business because, you know, I didn't have a mentor with all of this training. You know, Steven had his mentor, but even so, a lot of Facebook advertising was new. A lot of this info product stuff was brand new. So we learned a lot about email marketing and all these different types of marketing, but, you know, no one really had done this very, very effectively, right? But this one scene in Wall Street just, again, flipped that switch back on. I think it fell off for a little while. Flipped it back on. You know, excuse me. But he says something like, and you should watch the movie after this. He says something along the lines of like, I think the line is like, he says to Charlie Sheen's character, do you know what the most valuable commodity is? Because the Wall Street guy sells the stocks or whatever, right? Do you know what the most valuable commodity is on earth? And he's like, no, what? Information. That's the quote, information, right? And we've seen this with the advent of the internet. There's some crazy stat that every single day more gets posted on the internet than the entire history of the entire world ever. More gets created brand new on the internet daily, right? More millionaires are created from the internet than any place in the history of the earth. Another huge crazy fact is that of the top 10 billionaires right now, virtually all of them, I think it's 7 out of 10, are from tech companies, online companies, information companies, right? Facebook, you know, I have Facebook still up here. Facebook, hundreds of billions dollar company, created, I think Facebook specifically has made more billionaires than any company ever. An information company. There's no tangible product, just information, right? Amazon, again, that's an e-commerce company, but still all on the internet, all information. Most people, where they look for reviews now for products, you look on Amazon for reviews for products, then you buy the product right there on Amazon. You know, imagine that pull. Most people, when they want to get a question answered, they don't ask someone, they don't go to a book like we used to do, pull up books and read them. Where they go on Google and type into Google search their question. They ask for information. Google, another major player, massive billion dollar company. So info products are essentially products that you make that are surrounded around information, just like right now. You know, if I took this live stream and packaged it and sold it, which potentially we might do for a product in the future, just this live stream alone, we might sell for $997 or $1997 or something like that, right? $2,000, $1,000. We might do that, but that's an info product. It's just information here that I'm giving out as a product, right? So what am I offering? We're going to talk about info product, but like I said, there's a lot of different stuff, and we have bonuses in the program, the 16-step program, where we're going to teach you how to do these different things also, bonuses, in case you want to get into something different, then that's exactly what we're teaching, because there's no perfect fit for anyone, right? You might have interests a little bit different than mine, although we do have a step-by-step system and process we've developed that worked for these past 16 days. Like literally, well, it's actually not 17 days. Yesterday was 16, so that's when we hit it. And then today I'm like, let's teach people, right? That's how I am. I'm like, let's roll, right? Let's take action. So what am I offering? An info product. So we're going to teach you how to take information in your head and get you paid for it. How to take stuff kicking around in your brain that, you know, maybe you learned for years, right? Maybe you make the best hamburger on the block, right? Maybe you're the best person at washing cars. Maybe you love cars, have tons of information. On your piece of paper right now, I want you to write down your top 3 hobbies and like favorite things and stuff that just get you fired up, your favorite interests, right? For me, right? These eye masks, I bought these like cold eye masks, you know, to kind of reduce the puffiness or whatever. I saw it in a Christian Bale movie somewhere. He's wearing the eye mask, you know, in his morning routine. So I'm like, I need these eye masks, right? So I had this obsession over eye masks for a little while, figuring out the best ones and stuff like that. We all do that stuff. We get obsessed over a TV show. Maybe it's a TV show. Maybe it's, you know, you want to be this, you want to be that. What's that burning passion you have, that hobby, that one thing, excuse me, my voice is going out, that you love, that you're really good at, that you want to, you know, give to other people, that you can share with other people. And truthfully, what I'll tell you, once I teach you how to turn that into a product, you can then build a new product about how you built your company, just like I'm doing right now. And you can build a product, how I taught people, how I made $1 million selling eye masks. And then you can go and teach other people how to do that, you know? And you can step into the role of freeing people from the trap, which is the role I kind of have assumed. Right now, it's how do we free you from the trap, get you empowered, skill you up, take you where you're already able, you're already a really good person, you have that skill set. Because if you're tuning in, you've watched up to this point, you know, I don't know, 50 minutes, an hour into this presentation here, and you're still watching this video, I'm telling you right now, you are able, you are capable, and you can make $1 million on the internet for sure, okay? I'm not saying you definitely will, because it still takes your effort and commitment and dedication and investment too. Like I said, you know, what's the best step I would recommend right now to learning this? Of course, buy the course we're doing right now. Be in that small test group. Work with me closely, one-on-one live streams. Work with me closely. Let me help you build that business. Again, the link or the button is above or below this video. It's a very small investment, but that's the first step I would say. Invest in yourself. Put some skin in the game. Put your money on the line, because if you have real intention here, you'd be willing to go broke or go into debt to make this thing a reality, right? Because if you're stuck in a 9-to-5 job, I'll tell you what, if you don't go broke today buying this, and you're not going to go broke buying this, but if you don't go broke today buying this, then I guarantee you in 10 years, 20 years when you're about to retire, you're going to feel broke when those retirement checks are very, very small, right? And I don't want that for you. I want to free you from the trap. But the first step, number one, is, you know, again, how do we get you out of the trap? You know, here's you, right? Here's you right here. And here's your hands. You got the shackles on them, basically, you know what I mean? You got the chains. You know, you're tied to the wall here. You're in the 9-to-5 trap. Here's you, okay? You're in the trap. We want to teach you how to go here and actually, you know, like Zeus with a lightning bolt, free you from this trap, free you. And what's this mean? This means when you're freed, you're making money online, you're out of your job, you're in a position of power, you're empowered to help other people. And maybe that's not your intention, but my intention with this call is to help hundreds and thousands of new people with just this live talk right now, free them from the trap, and then by freeing them and making them more capable and making them make money and be in a better position of power, they can go and free new people also from those traps, right? So free you from the trap and then bring you over here to a position where here's you. You know, that's like the ideas flowing. This is the life, the flowing. You have the trees, whatever it is, right? You have the good life. And you're freed from the trap. And now you can go out here and you can shoot that lightning bolt and free other people, you know? And that's the intention. I don't know if you can see all that, but to free you right now from this trap, right here, we're going to teach you how to be empowered and be a stronger individual, have money, have power, have influence. Take if you want that. If you don't, if you just want the money, no big deal. You know, I'm still going to show you how to do that, right? But my long-term intention, why I'm doing this, is to help you so you can go out and help other people, and we can spread a good cause on this planet, help more people out there, because there's too many bad people out there trying to stop us and bring us down and put us in these traps. And on top of that, the worst part, it's kind of like that movie, The Matrix. Like, if you don't know about it, if you don't see the system, you're just stuck in the system. Like, you guys know because you're tuning in, you're watching me. But if you don't know, you're just stuck, a cog in the system. You're gonna keep working for someone else, working a job, hoping to make money. But real money isn't $100,000 a year, $50,000 a year. The average American makes $52,000 a year, That's not real money to have influence, right? You need money to go out there and have power and influence. The first step is how do you build a business from where? Ground zero, scratch. Because I don't assume you already have a business, and I actually don't even want to plug into your current business. I want to show you how to either build a new income stream if you already have one, which is a huge portion of people that work with me that already have 2, 3 income streams. They're making some money, but they want to add a new one. How you build a new income stream. Also, how you learn a system you can take and start building multiple income streams in the future. Because again, like I said, once you're freed on the first income stream, we're going to teach you how to build more of those and build wealth that is generational, okay? Wealth that cannot be taken from you or your family. If you get sick, it doesn't matter, okay? If something very bad happens, that doesn't matter. You have an accident, emergency, that doesn't matter. If your business goes away, if the economy crashes, you want wealth that's generational, that passes generation to generation. The richest people ever in history, I believe he was the first billionaire, because one other bonus, I do a lot of different programs, but one of my passions is studying billionaires and learning from billionaires, not millionaires, because again, we have to elevate that level of think. A millionaire can't teach you to be a billionaire, they can only teach you to be a millionaire, right? Someone with 10 million, 20 million, they can't teach you how to be a billionaire either. They can teach you 10 or 20 million, that's cool. But you gotta go to billions or above, right? Richest guy alive is 117 billion. And that's Jeff Bezos. And he started what? An e-commerce business. Practically what I'm showing you, right? Jeff Bezos. E-commerce, okay? That's the richest guy alive, right? Now, the first billionaire ever is a guy named John D. Rockefeller, which you might have heard of. First billionaire ever. And they say he was worth somewhere around $300 to $400 billion, okay? John D. Rockefeller. He started a company called Standard Oil, which what did he do at the time? There was no internet, so he couldn't do that. But what did he do? He built a company where what they would do is they would actually process and refine oil for the different oil companies, right? And then he built this thing so big and so massive, he provided value and a service to people that were already doing one thing, right? He went and helped them out, just like we're gonna teach you how to do. And he became the richest man, the first billionaire and the richest man ever at the time. I think it was in like the 1800s maybe. I think he died in like 1909 or something crazy like that. But he was worth like 354 billion. 354 billion he was worth. And that's generational money. Every single Rockefeller you ever meet, they're billionaires and a lot of times over, right? Now imagine this, since him, there's also a guy named Andrew Carnegie who you might have heard of. He built a big railroad company, Steel, and built a big empire with that. These were the big trends, the big industries at the time. And one thing you learn from studying billionaires is to make that much money or make money, you have to get on trends early while they're taking off. They're kind of on that upward slope, they're going up, right? You want to catch the trend right before it blasts off. You don't want to be the last guy up here. You don't want to be the last one to get started with something or start a business or whatever. You want to be catching it right early on, right there. And this is what they did. This is what John D. did. Carnegie did. This is what Jeff Bezos even did. They caught it because he started Amazon in 1994, which there was actually e-commerce and businesses right before that, but he started right before the massive 2000 boom. And look, he's the richest guy alive right now, the richest guy alive. And he left a secure job making hundreds of thousands of dollars at the time to do this, to take an entrepreneurial adventure that no one really had done, some companies, but he might have been a little bit earlier, but basically you want to be right before the boom, which if we're talking online business info product, you are literally seconds before this boom. I am telling you, more people are made every single day millionaires from this different stuff than, I don't know, more people in history, right? You're seconds before the boom. I was even early 3 years ago, which is why 3 years ago I couldn't build a $1 million business, $1.1 million business in 16 days. But now I'm able to do this different type of thing. So again, right before the boom, you want to catch on. But John D, 354 billion, he caught on early. Andrew Carnegie caught the steel boom early. And now you're catching the entrepreneur, the industrial revolution, so to speak, of technology, of online business, right? So right here, caught that on there. So again, number 3, we're going to show you how to go and build that product. How do you build your product? Okay. how do you build your product, okay? So when you're first starting out on the internet, when you don't have a product that you're gonna build an info product, we have to teach you how to actually set all these different things up, right? So the first thing is you need a way to actually, and this all counts as the product, right? Process the money. So first things first, how do you collect the money? You have to be able to collect the money, right? So there's different places you can go. There's a company called Stripe, which actually created the two youngest billionaires was from Stripe right now. They just became billionaires. Stripe's a merchant processing company, and the two kids are 23 and 24 that started it. Stripe lets you go and actually run payments and collect money from someone via the internet, right? Because it's not as simple if someone wanted to give you money, that's really cool. You have to be able to process their credit card and get that money into your bank account so you can spend it on a nice watch or Sharpie marker, whatever you want, right? How do I process the money is the first step here, okay? Now that I know how to process the money, where do I get the customers, right? So again, we have Facebook for that, like I talked about. I'm gonna teach you how to utilize Facebook's algorithms to run advertisements on Facebook and get customers for very, very cheap. How to actually build up influence and get customers on Facebook. But I go to Facebook for this. Also on the merchant account, side note, there's different ones like Braintree, there's Stripe, you could type in merchant account, there's PayPal. There's all these different ways to process payments. I like Stripe, so I'd probably get Stripe. You want to find out now, after you can process the money, how do I go and get the customers, get the attention like we talked about? I like Facebook advertisement, but there's a lot of different ways to do it, okay? So that's part of the product, right? Now, how do I build the web pages that people click on to go and actually buy my product, build the websites? And this is all part of the overall product because the product is basically the end result of getting the sale, So this is part of the product is run the payment, find the customers. Now, where do I send the customers once I find them? To a website that I build, okay? So have you guys used ClickFunnels, Aweber, WordPress, any of that different stuff? Oh, we got a lot of people here. I'm just checking the comments. Paulo, I'm 100% sure that I'll make $1 million. That's amazing. Catherine, love your valuable information, Michael. That's awesome. Thanks, Catherine. That's what I'm here for, right? Alejandro says, because Bill Gates is a philanthropist. That's why he's not the richest guy. That is true, right? And everyone has their way of giving back. I don't know much about Jeff Bezos myself, but he brought me a package in one day, so I guess it's not too bad. But we can always give away more money and donate. I've actually made some tremendous donations in my life. It's one of my other passions is donating money. If you know me, I love supporting children's funds. I love the children. You can tell when I talk, but I have a very strong I don't know why, but strong passion to help children. Because I feel like for adults, me or you, we get stuck in the system. It also isn't our fault because we fell into this trap. But they're now trying to target children so young, get them stuck in these systems with all the school and the structure, and they're not fostering entrepreneurialism and creativity. So that's why it's one of my passions to kind of get out of that. But process the money, Facebook, build the website. So there's ways to build websites, WordPress, ClickFunnels. There's ways to build the website, the cart, the shopping cart. And we're going to show you that. Write these websites down, WordPress, ClickFunnels, long gone are the days that you had to sit there and, like Jeff Bezos, type the code behind the website, right? Now you can go on there, click things, drag and drop, and it's super easy. But again, WordPress, we'll write that down, WordPress. And ClickFunnels is a good one. These are different ways to build the website, After you've built the website, we'll kind of go over this way, right? The next thing, I don't know if you can see all this, but the next thing you do after you build your website is you have to build a membership website to put your information product. So we have to actually build somewhere to store the product, right? So we have one website that collects the money and actually is like the sales page, right? How do we get them to give us their credit card? Well, after they hit submit, how do we send the product to them, right? So this is the actual membership website where we send them the product, right? So this is where the videos are that you do, the text is, whatever you want to do for your product. We're going to talk about that, but first we're talking about how you do a whole product. So the membership website to store your product, you need that next. So again, run the money, get the people, right? Set up the way to collect money, collect the people. Then you want to build a website or ClickFunnels or a way to actually collect the payment from them, a sales page. Like if you're thinking about actual store, right? Like McDonald's, you want to build the store, you want to build the counter, you want to build the menu. That's what you're doing here, right? But then when they order a hamburger from you, you got to actually give them a hamburger. How do I fulfill the product, right? Membership website. Next part, after you build a place to store the product, you have to actually make the product, make the product right here. So I'm gonna draw a picture of you in front of a video camera. You don't have to do video if you're scared of it. There's different ways to actually get other people to make your product or use text, whatever. But here's you in front of the video camera. So the product, right? And then after you've made the product, you basically have a way to process it. And then you've made the product here. They're using your product. You're making money from it. Last part of this whole equation here, obviously, is how do we, like I said, scale this and grow it, right? So what I'm going to draw here is a little graph. Again, I don't know if you can they see this right here on the screen? It's too low? No, it's cool. Don't even move it. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. So we'll show you a graph here, but how do you scale the product and keep growing? How do you build this product, right? So if I were to summarize how to build your whole company, but your whole product here is find a way to collect money, Stripe, use an advertising source or a way to get traffic, people to get customers, make the website, make the pages, come down here and make a way to provide the product to them, to store your information online. Get in the menu of McDonald's. This is the cash register, right? This is the McDonald's ad you see on TV. Right here is the menu and the front counter. Right here is the hamburgers and like the machines to make the burgers. No, this is the hamburger. This is the machines to make the burgers, the fryer. This is the burgers, and then how do we keep growing? How do we get a new location for McDonald's, right? So that's kind of what we talk about. That's awesome. That's awesome, guys. Someone says follow-up. Yeah, follow-up is very important too, how to keep customers and make recurring customers. That's covered right here. But draw this down. This is the path to build a product. Now, how do you build an actual product? I'm going to teach you tips and tricks to make a product that's really, really good. But honestly, the basic way to build a product, you can take out your iPhone. This is crazy. You're going to be mind blown. You can take your iPhone out. You can film about an hour's worth of video. So right here in this thing here, you can film an hour's worth of video, right? Just hold your phone, film like an hour's worth of video of you talking about a subject or whatever it is, right? I'm going to show you how to find that subject, but for an example, right? You're very passionate about cooking. You know how to make the best souffle on earth, okay? The best souffle. So what we're going to do is we're going to put you in a kitchen, have you hold your phone or get a little, you can get a little, do we have one of those little tripods? Let me see that thing right there. You can get one of these things, right? These little tripods, holds the phone, okay? Joby, this thing was $40 at Best Buy or something, right? If you're in Europe, there's different places, but we have Best Buy here. So you put your phone there in the tripod, set the tripod up in the kitchen, and you just do a little step by step. You always want to do step by step. That's a key here. Step by step, and your course can be called How to Make the Perfect Souffle to Impress Your Loved Ones or whatever, right? Or how to make the perfect souffle to help your family, whatever it is, right? I'll teach you how to do headlines and copy. I'm going to teach you all that in my 16-step program. That's an entire section. But basically, you set up the camera, set the phone up, and just do it. Step 1, I put the eggs in the cup. Cool, mix it up. Step 2, I put it in the fryer. Step 3, I do this. Then you got the souffle. Step 18, I eat the souffle, right? And this is how you can do it. Then you have a couple sections of you talking about why you like souffles or whatever you want to do, right? I'm going to show you how to do that. But basic example, that could take you 2 hours tonight on your iPhone to do that, right? To set up Stripe, it takes you maybe 15 minutes to go on the website and set Stripe up. You just make an account, just like you make a Gmail or Google account, right? You set up Stripe. To run a Facebook ad, again, 10 minutes to write the ad and place it. Very, very simple. To build a website, this probably would take you 30 to 45 minutes, okay, to build a website. But these different things like WordPress and ClickFunnels make it point and click. And again, we show you in the 16 steps how to actually move the mouse. We have a screen share. We show you how to move the mouse and actually build the website, which is really cool. And they have templates you can use. You don't even have to get crazy. Making the membership website, again, another 15 minutes. There's a website called Kajabi I love to use for that. Kajabi, Kajabi. So you make the membership website, you film the videos already, you upload them to your computer, that takes a couple minutes. This takes 2 hours to film the videos. And then you have a final product, and literally at that point, that took what, maybe 3 to 4 hours the max, okay? So if you're in the East Coast right now, you're in Pacific time, I don't know where you are right now, you probably have 3 or 4 hours you could cut aside, whether it's tonight, tomorrow, or the next day. If you dedicated 30 minutes a day for the next week, you could get this whole thing done and have a business running that's up and running. Now, that doesn't mean it's gonna be the most profitable business from scratch, but you can take this today, go on Stripe, go on ClickFunnels, make your product about souffles, and have a business paying you every single day into your merchant accounts. Like to give you an idea, I'll give you an idea. Let's see here. I got Kim, she said, I'm loving this. That's awesome. This is so cool. But anyway, so right here, I'm gonna pull up, so you can see my phone here, right? Can you see my phone? See it pretty good? I got my phone here, I'm gonna pull up Stripe. See my Stripe is the merchant processor. And you can see here, $30,000, you can see, I don't know if I don't know if it's zooming too much, but, we've moved, because it was $30,000. It switched time zone, but if you look in this past week, you can see, or even this past 2 weeks, you can see right here, this is with my business partner, $350,000.41. You can see in the past 2 weeks through my Stripe account, okay? So yeah, that's an incredible amount of money. If you do $350,000 every couple of weeks, and that's one of our income streams, okay? One of our businesses, and that's the past 2 weeks, 350 grand. It was 30 grand today or yesterday, maybe I'll switch the time zones. But long story short, you could set that up in 15 minutes and build this business pretty fast and actually start making money. And this business I'm talking about here, we built this thing not very long ago. This isn't the $1 million business I'm talking about here, but this is actually another income stream we built probably 8 or 9 months ago together, a different product we're doing, one of these other options. But it's unbelievable how much you can make online, okay? So you just want to build your whole product, do all that, right? Cool. So now let me tell you a little bit. There's a link right here I'm gonna show you. It's called the 16-step program. I'm actually gonna make it a very simple name. I don't wanna get it crazy. So 16 steps to how I built a $1.1 million biz in 16 days, okay? So 16 steps. So again, the button you're gonna wanna click is above this video or below this video, okay? So there's a button or link, I think it's above or below. You wanna click that button. It's gonna bring you over to the order page to get started. We have different programs and stuff like that, but right now what I'm talking about is we have the 16-step program. That is what you're gonna be getting access to how I built a $1.1 million business in 16 days. Again, the reason I picked I actually wanted to make the course so it was the same amount of days as when I did it. So I was like, if this takes us 80 days, it's going to be a pretty crazy course, or maybe we'll just have to, because it doesn't take that much, it doesn't take that long to teach you the information. So if it took 80 days, maybe I'd have to divide it up to like 1-minute videos for 80 days or something, right? But it took us 16 days to do this. So 16 steps, I compiled everything into 16 very easy to do steps, kind of based on what I told you, set the merchant accounts up, and actually how to go on there and maneuver the screen and do what I'm telling you, where to go, how to do it, right? There's a lot of information, a lot of learning, but by the end of the program, you're gonna know step by step what I did to build a $1.1 million company in 16 days, and this is recurring revenue, okay? It's a product I sold that's recurring, so every single year it's 1.1 million and whatever grows from that. And it's funny because actually in the past day, I did another 100,000. So it's like a 1.2 million in 17 days, I guess. But I want to do it the day I hit 16. Or the day I hit $1 million, past $1 million, 7 figures. So we did that at 16 days. Now, what's included? Okay, so number one, let me flip this page over. Number one, what you're getting most important, okay? The first thing that's included is going to be the 16-step training, which this is going to be the bulk of the information, okay? I deliver it in video format, text format. We have pictures. We actually, over here, I've learned a lot in the past couple of years about how to teach someone. And what I've learned is that people learn best from a lot of different ways and a lot of different ways to receive the information, right? For instance, people process pictures 60,000 times faster than they process text, But all people learn different. Some people are listeners, some people are readers, some people are doers, some people are talkers, right? So I wanted to make it a way so you can learn all the different information. So we want to make it so every single person can learn the best and the fastest, because I want you up and running by the time you're done with this. And the way you're going to do this, we have a specific way, but every day you're going to be released one video, and by the end of it, 16 days from now, you'll have all the information and your business set up for you along the way, because you're going to follow the steps, and we have a lot of cool stuff. So just the training alone, like I told you, it cost me $6 million in Facebook advertising just to test the advertising component, which is only step one, right? How to get the customers, which is a very important step, but $6 million plus just to test out that advertising myself. That's what I'm going to teach you, all of what I learned through that. The best ways to advertise. Is it video, text, image? How do I write ads? How do I do copy? I've actually written ads that have produced over $18 million in sales from the words I wrote, all via Facebook. So if you think that's valuable, we're included that. That's just one, I think it's maybe one or two of the steps of the 16. That's just one or two of the steps, right? On top of that, I spend myself about $100,000 a month right now just on mentorship, okay? In the past 2 weeks, I've spent $540,000 just on mentorship alone, just to learn and up my game so I could deliver a better game to you, right? Literally $500,000 in the past 2 weeks I've spent of my own money just to improve my game and learn more information. You're gonna get all that in the program, obviously, because everything I learned myself, I bring to you. And that's why you can probably tell from this, live talk, you can see that I have a lot of information to give and a lot more to share, So we're gonna get that. So I'd say, if we were to actually price this thing out, I could definitely sell this for $9,997. Okay, so 10,000 bucks I could sell that for. Now we're not gonna sell it for that, but I could sell that for 10,000 bucks for sure, at least, right? Considering how much I've spent to learn the information. Now, number two, you're not just getting this. Number two, what you're getting the step-by-step system and actually technical, like I said, the way you actually technically set everything up, right? We're gonna call it step-by-step tech training, okay? Now this is done, we have a whole team of people. You're gonna have someone that's a VIP support for you for 24/7, okay? That works with you, a tech person. That actually, any question you have about technology, like how do I do this website? You're gonna have the training here, but you're also gonna have a tech person to help you with every step of the way. If you get confused, if you get stuck, you know how to make the ad, you know how to actually make the website. They're gonna walk you through all those steps. So we've included that in there, step-by-step tech training to number one, teach you so you're capable to build your own business in the future. Because my end result is to make you completely self-sufficient, empowered, and then go out and build multiple income streams from this information. But I want someone to hold your hand while you're going through it. And my time is best spent teaching you the new stuff and finding out the new stuff for you. So we have a tech team to work with you one-on-one, 24/7. That's gonna work with you. So, that's a little bit of an add-on, but we could say that's worth maybe $1,000, you know what I mean? 997. But again, you're not gonna be paying that for the tech team. Because again, we have a big package. We're kind of building this thing for you. Number three, we have a mastermind community that's private. And if you're in my mastermind communities, because there's, I have a bunch of different businesses online, right? And I love to do the mastermind communities myself because two reasons. Number one, it pairs you with action takers that took the same action as you. They took action, they went out there, they built a business, okay? So they went out there and they actually want to do this, they're committed, they put their money on the line. Well, they didn't build a business, they're in the process of building a business, or they may have already built it because they're in the group, right? If they're 16 days in the group, right? You'll know they have built a business. I love mastermind communities because it does two things. It keeps you accountable because there's other people that are motivating you. You're meeting like-minded entrepreneurs and don't discount the importance of this, but you're meeting other entrepreneurs that you can partner with on business endeavors, right? And build more businesses with in the future, which that's very, very important because humans work in groups and we actually work in teams. That's how we work best. That's why it's called a company. It's a group of people that build something. So you don't want to be they're called solopreneurs, solo entrepreneur. That's good to start. We're going to teach you how to make that work, but you want it in the future when you build your next company after that, have a team of people to work with and the best people. So this community, you have to pay to get in, obviously, which is another reason for the investment on the training, the education. But you have to pay to get in. So it's part of this package, obviously, but all these people have put skin in the game. They're ready to do this thing, and they're on the same path as you. You can link with, you can meet with, and you can expand your influence and your reach. Because again, we need to reach more people. You have to reach up your friends. You have to reach up with your friends. You can't be stuck with the same friends you had in high school. If you are stuck like that, or your coworkers at work, right? You're all kind of on the same plane. You got to reach up. I study the billionaires because I got to reach my game up past where I am, right? You want to study people that are past where you are and link up with new people that are next level up there. You don't want to be stuck with your high school friend who's still going out to the bar, every weekend, right? You want to be with millionaires, billionaires, 100 millionaires, octomillion, whatever it is, right? Decamillionaire. What's the sixth one? Six million, I don't know what, hexamillionaire, right? You want to be paired with these people that are on the same path and scaling up, and there will be a tremendous amount of millionaires in that community. Trust me on that. So the private mastermind community, honestly, I guess if we were to price it, people have paid me thousands of dollars for coaching, but at least $2,000 I would say that's worth right there. And then number four, I'll put it in the bottom, not be able to see it, but we have a ton of bonuses we're throwing in, like I told you. I'm going to throw in bonus training on how to actually go out there and set up a business that's an affiliate program if you want to do that. How you want to go out there and market someone else's product because you don't want to sell your own product. I'm going to add that in there, bonus training. How to build an e-commerce product. We're going to add that as a bonus. Drop shipping, add that as a bonus. Billionaire interviews, that's going to be something we're going to add as a bonus also, because a huge passion of mine, like we talked about passions, is for me studying billionaires. So the billionaires I know, we're going to get to sit down and interview them. You're going to get that information from the billionaire's brain, right? The billionaire's brain, right? We're going to get you that information. We're going to get that. I got a guy on my team lab. He loves the billionaire's brain thing. I love it too. We're going to get you that information there, okay? We're going to sit down with the billionaires, interview them, or if they're not there in person, I read these books. I'm a voracious reader, learner. I love to learn. I read books on the billionaires, and I'm going to teach you that information, kind of like an interview with them almost, right? So those are the bonuses here. There's a ton more bonuses. I don't want to reveal all of them. You know, to give you a price on the bonuses, I'd say alone the bonuses are worth at least $4,997, maybe 5 Gs. You know, at least, I mean, the billionaire interview, one interview with a billionaire, is that worth $5,000? You know, I don't know how to really quantify that, but if we add all this up, okay, let's add all this stuff up here. 9,997 plus, you know, we get 997 there for the tech training. We got $2,000 there for the mastermind. The bonus is 4,997. So this is what we got, 17,988. Okay, so that's like the everyday price, I suppose, if you were to just pay me. Again, people pay me for coaching, they pay for one-on-one, stuff like that, but 17,988 would be the deal here. Okay, that's how much the everyday price is 17,988, okay? If you were to get all that stuff, and honestly, I priced it pretty low, some of those things there. You know, it's definitely worth a lot more money than that. It's cost me $6 million to learn just the Facebook component. You know, again, $500,000, $500,000 in the past couple weeks just to learn, you know, some of the different mentorship things I'm going to bring to you. But again, $17.99, you're not paying anything close to that. What you're paying is going to be under. I don't want to reveal it to you. You'll see it in the link when you see it, but I'm going to promise you it's going to be under how much I spent to fly out to Malaysia when I first started, because that's a really important number for me. Okay. So it's going to be under that cost, under the cost I spent to fly out to Malaysia, and I spent $1,000 to do that. So we're going to say it's going to be under $1,000. You're going to get all this, okay? All this information for under $1,000. Now, to get the actual price and see what's happening, there's a button above, there's a link below, but take action. Click that link, buy right now, and get started in my test group, because if you're seeing this video right now live, you know that this is a very, very important time. Like I said, we want to catch these trends on that, right there, on that bell curve. And we already have a lot of people that are having incredible results with the program, but we've opened it up again to a very small test group because, again, I just made this, I just actually hit the number, 1.1 million in 16 days, like I said, 2 days ago or a day ago. And then I built this product. You know, I actually was building it along the way because I knew we were going to hit it. I didn't know exactly how long it'd take, but and now, you know, I have people already in there telling me, raving about the value of the information, like you guys are commenting below, how the value in the information is just incredible. So it's just a really, really good program. So there's a link above, and there's a button. Maybe it's a button below or above. I don't know where we put the link and stuff, but click that right now and take action. Be the person who takes action and does the John D. Rockefeller, the Jeff Bezos, the Andrew Carnegie. You know, who do you want to be? Do you want to be Joe Schmo who worked the 9 to 5, or do you want to be Jeff Bezos, John D. And you don't have to be some crazy celebrity, right? That's not the point, but do you want to be the one that took action early, saw what was happening, not even early, but right at the critical mass, right before this thing blasted off? Or do you want to be sitting on the sidelines, still working at your job, working 9 to 5, watching your peers and your colleagues, if they learn about this, take action? Or maybe you're watching them just keep depleting their life. You're watching them do the 9 to 5 deal. You're watching them go out on the weekends. Or do you want to take action and just rock it up with me? Because this is a rocket ship, and I'll tell you what, we're going to Mars. We're going like Elon Musk. We're going to Mars, right? We're taking off. And I'll tell you a side note about that. You know, Elon Musk, if you guys know Elon Musk, you guys know about Elon Musk? He started Tesla, SpaceX. He actually built PayPal, which is one of the merchant accounts I mentioned earlier, right? So Elon Musk, he builds this company called PayPal. It's like a merchant processor, just like Stripe, like we talked about. You might even use PayPal. I teach you about PayPal in the 16 steps, right? Well, Elon Musk, there was a point in his business where he had two businesses going. He had Tesla, the electric cars, and he had SpaceX, which is a company he invented to take us to Mars, right? He wanted to invent his own company to go to space because he thought we weren't going fast enough, you know? So he has these two massive companies, Tesla and SpaceX. He has about $200 million of his own money invested in both of these companies, right? And he has about $70 million left to his name, right? So he has Tesla here and he has SpaceX. And this story is very important because if you're on the edge here and you're like, yeah, if you have taken action and claimed one of those seats, amazing. If you haven't taken action, this is for you, so listen up. He had Tesla, he had SpaceX. Both companies were failing. He had $200 million of his own money and $70 million left to his name, and both companies were going down. They were failing, right? And so what happened was these companies were failing. He had this opportunity where basically both companies had about a week left to live, 7 days left to live for these companies, and they would be depleted of money. They would be both gone, okay? So he had his board of executives come to him and say, hey, so if you take your remaining 70 million, the last cent you have to your name, 70 million. So to go from hundreds of millions to zero, if you take that money, you might buy an extra day of operation for one of the companies or half a day for both of them. Half a day of operation, right? So he has a decision to make. Do I want to spend all of my money, take a risk for a day or half a day of operation? Now, if I pick just one company, I spend all 70 on one, we'll get a full day, but the other one will definitely die. If I pick both companies, we get half a day for both to see if we make it, right? And Elon takes the money. He says, you know what? I'm going to put my flag in the ground. I'm going to change humankind. I'm going to bring us to space and give us electric cars. And my money in my bank, that's not even worth more than that, right? That's not even like more significant than taking us to Mars, bringing us interplanetary, giving us green energy, right? So he says, you know what? We're doing both. We're taking the risk. We're jumping in and we're taking that 70 and we're going to both of these companies. We're getting half a day of operation. And I'll tell you what happened. When he did that, he was freaked out. He was scared. He couldn't believe he did it. He was taking the risk. He's not like some crazy risk taker. He just was like, I have to do this because my passion is here. I have to change my life and other people's lives. He took action here. And what happened? In that half a day with Tesla, they secured a round of financing. And now they're on track to be the biggest automaker ever and the biggest electric automaker ever. In that half day, they secured an angel round of financing they didn't expect to get. And I'd say it's because of the risk-taking Elon did. Now, SpaceX, what happened in that half day, it was actually an important day for SpaceX because they had a rocket launch, right? So they had done 3 launches to try to send a rocket to the space station. The first one went pretty good, blew up, which is bad, right? The second one didn't even make it as far as the first one. The third one went a little bit higher than the second one, but still crashed, right? And they were these rockets that were supposed to land and come back to Earth, right? So 3 times his rockets had failed to make it. He bets his last pennies, I mean, they're not pennies, but last dollars on half a day because he knew that day there's one more rocket launch, the 4th launch, where if they made it, they would secure a contract with NASA and they would actually have a government contract for billions of dollars. He pays the money. They do the launch, the 4th rocket makes it to space and back to Earth. It goes to space and then back to Earth and lands itself. And he had no idea that would happen. 3 times it failed. So, they get a NASA contract. Now Elon Musk is worth almost $22 billion. SpaceX is going to bring us, literally has just sent a rocket into space with a Tesla car in the rocket ship. That's going to go to Mars, right? He has missions out to Mars. He's going to be the first person to bring us to Mars, a second planet. And Tesla's huge. I just actually purchased a Tesla, one of those Model X ones with the cool doors, right? But Tesla, they have a ridiculous amount. They have 3 cars, actually 4 cars. They have a semi-truck coming out. They're changing the planet because they're changing auto, because Elon took the risk, right? So the definition of entrepreneur is someone that builds a business, and in the process, they take the financial risk to build the business. That's the definition of entrepreneur. Look it up. But entrepreneurs take risk, right? So if you're sitting here, you're watching this video, and you're like, should I take this 16-step program? Here's what I'm going to tell you. Elon Musk, he spent $70 million for half a day to survive. I want you to spend less than $1,000. It could be your last $1,000, so it could be just as significant as Elon's $70 million. But I want you to take your last $1,000. Don't invest it in me, invest it back into you, okay? Because if you're sitting there in a 9-to-5 daily, if you're sitting there every single day hating your job, hating your life, wishing you had something else, I was there, and I've seen many, many people there before me and before you, and I've taught them how to escape that trap, So Take that money, it's less than $1,000, invest it into your education. And I heard a quote that every dollar you invest in yourself is worth $30 into your overall income, right? So $1 into you equals $30 into income. Okay? So if you invest $1,000 at minimum, I mean, based on that formula, you should make back $30,000, but it's not even $1,000. It's less than $1,000. Okay, you're gonna be pleasantly surprised. So click the link above, click the button below, join my 16-step program in my test group, get started with the program, and I'm gonna teach you how to build a business and how I built a business, a $1.1 million business in 16 days, starting from scratch. I'm gonna take you there. I'm gonna take care of you. If you trust me, if you believe me, if you liked this live call tonight, I guarantee you are going to be blown away by the program. You think you're here, I'm going to deliver millions and millions and millions of dollars to you. I'm going to help you do this. Let me take my hand right now. Grab my hand. Let me hold your hand and bring you over here to this side. Let me get that gold watch for you. The Tesla, let's park the Tesla in your driveway. And let's help you turn that money you invest into yourself into money every single year paying you and taking care of your life. Okay, so let's do this. Let's create a life together. Let's take charge. Again, the link is above or there's a button below the video. Click on the button. It's going to bring you to the order page. Enter your credit card details in there. Again, less than $1,000. You are going to love what you see, and I'm going to take care of you so well. You will be thanking me. You'll be calling me. We'll eventually meet in person, probably at one of the mentorships or masterminds, and I'm going to take care of you and really teach you how to get out of this trap, how to build a life and build a profitable business in the process. Okay, so I'll see you over there on the other side. But again, take my hand. Take my hand. Let's do it. Grab my hand. You got it? All right, cool. You got my hand? Let's do this thing. I'm taking you over here. I'm taking you to $1 billion. Let's do it. Talk to you soon.